The Albus-Graham No.4 is a rifle that is present on the Aquilan side on Talona and Route 23, the last two maps of the Aquilan Theater. Players randomly spawning as Civil Guardsmen in the Rifleman class will be equipped with either this Albus-Graham No.4 or the Barton Model 10. Another way to gain access to this gun is to get the Exterminator badge for killing 50 people in one match. The Albus-Graham No.4 is a single shot rifle and its reload is 3 seconds. Its damage on the body is 135, much higher than the 100 of the standard rifle variants. And at 150 studs, it actually drops down to 50, which is less than the standard rifle variants. Now, on to how you use the gun. How do you even use this gun? Apparently, it's a slow reloading, one shot, single shot, good at close range, horrible at long range gun. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. You'd think that because of the worse accuracy compared to the Barton, the worse accuracy compared to the standard rifles, and the low damage at long range, that you would not be able to use this at long range. But you'd be wrong. Very wrong. The Albus, if you can hit heads or even just limbs on bigger maps like Capri Valley, and if you decide to go onto the top of the trenches on Ascendance Forest, is a beast. It is just something else when it comes to trying to shoot guys from longer ranges. That is, of course, if you know how to strafe properly, and that is something that, well, most people will be doing naturally because it's Centaura, it's fast paced, you need to be always moving, otherwise you're gonna have your head caved in by a bullet from a 7.62 or whatever the equivalent is in the Centauran universe. If you don't believe me, here's a compilation of me hitting heads from very long ranges or even just arms and killing people with the Albus-Graham No.4. Well, do you believe me now? In truth, every gun in Centaura has a very good capability to kill people at medium to long ranges. Even the pistols. Believe me, the officer revolvers are really good out to longer ranges. But the Albus is different because somehow, despite the stats saying that it has lower damage than the standard rifle variants at longer ranges, it is actually more consistent than 3 out of the 4 standard rifle variants, excluding one, which we'll get to in a future video. The Albus is more consistent too for more aggressive players than the other single shot rifle, the Barton Model 10, simply because even though it has less damage, it is still more consistent over different parts of the body than the Barton, which is a pea shooter on the limbs. The Albus also has an uncanny ability to pop heads. In the gameplay, you saw that there were a bunch of enemies who were killed by getting shot in the head. Granted, I got shot in the head many times by the standard rifle variants, but that's beside the point. And it's not like the long reload time relative to other guns and the ammo capacity affects you very much. This game is very fast paced, meaning you can just go back into the trenches or hide behind the wall on Capri Valley. unless you're in close range, in which case you're screwed because the officer around the corner is probably gonna shank you. The Albus also has probably the best firing sound out of all the weapons, so that's another cool factor that it has. And the fact that it's a rolling block rifle takes you back to the Wild West, and sometimes you just want to be a cowboy in World War I. But there are a lot of reasons why people don't like this thing, and I will give some of these opinions here, and I will give some solutions that you can use so that you can enjoy the Albus more. Let's get into it. Reason number 1. The Albus is terrible at close range because it's a single shot rifle. Well, duh, it's a single shot rifle. Of course, it's not going to be as good as the shotguns, the submachine guns, or even the standard rifle variants at close range. However, what it does have is the ability to one-shot to any part of the body. If I remember correctly, the standard rifle variants cannot do that, and even if they could, it's way less consistent in my experience. Reason number 2. It's terrible at long range because it has less accuracy than the other standard rifle variants, and even sometimes the Decima shotgun. Once again, refer back to the montage section of this video. It is most definitely not bad at long ranges, and it is just as good, if not better, than some of the standard rifle variants. Reason number 3. The reload is slow for how much ammo you have, and you only get one shot anyways. Okay, here they have kind of a point with the reload speed, but that's to balance out the fact that this thing is a close range monster, because you can just hit someone anywhere and they'll die. Also, there's something called hiding behind cover. The game literally says to you, cover is your best friend. Maybe use it. That'll increase your effectiveness. Reason number 4. The regular rifle variants exist, so like the E8, the M99, the T05, and the M1889 lever action. You really don't have a use case for these things. Well, yeah, the M99, the E8, the T05, and the M1889LA all exist. But here's the thing, it's a game. You're supposed to have fun. Although yes, I really do enjoy most of those guns. There's just sometimes where I want a different kind of gameplay. A gameplay that's more hectic, where it's more fast-paced, where I could die in the next second because I didn't reload fast enough. There's just something so exhilarating about that kind of gameplay, and the Albus-Graham provides that. If you like that kind of thing, I really recommend it. And 5. The accuracy is worse than the Barton, so why would I use the Albus over the Barton? Yeah, well, here's the thing. If you use the Barton, you are basically restricted to aiming at heads from most ranges. Sometimes you can get lucky on the torso, but that's only if the enemy is damaged. The Albus is way more consistent, and while it won't one-shot at all from most ranges, it is way easier somehow to hit the torso and kill someone. Though that might just be me. Ultimately, the Albus is kind of a polarizing gun. Use it if you want to. I personally love it, but some other people might not. It really depends on your playstyle and whether you can adapt to the gun's strengths and weaknesses. Centaura balances its guns really well because most of them are not pinpoint accurate, and they all have pretty much the same one-shot capability. However, the Albus fills a certain niche that people might enjoy, which is the aggressive, high-risk, high-reward playstyle. Think of it like the MP18 from Tarkov. That thing hits like a truck, but it only has one shot, so you have one opportunity to get the kill. Otherwise, either run away or you're dead. Yeah, and I think that's all the complaints. So, what are my final thoughts on the Albus-Graham No.4? Well, it's not as pinpoint accurate as the Barton, and it's certainly not as consistent in terms of damage output as the standard rifle variants due to its one-shot capabilities only, one shot as in single shot. It's not the most versatile weapon, but if you can get the range of it, it is just something else. It's a great weapon to handle, and it's really a fun break from the regular rifleman loadout. You don't even get a bayonet, so you'll have to rely on your regular melee for those close range combat scenarios. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this new format. I'm probably gonna do way more Centaura videos nowadays. Next video will probably be on either the M99 or the Barton Model 10. You can go find out in the comments which one is gonna go next. But thank you for watching once again. I hope you enjoyed once again, and I hope you have a good one. Only the dead have seen the end of the world.